Meg.
Hi.
Oh, you guys. we have an issue this week.
It's fine.
Meg lost her voice.
I did. Good old laryngitis.
Oh. So, unfortunately, we normally have a bunch of episodes on backlog, so we don't have to record like a few days before, but we've been busy in travel and life. And Meg woke up yesterday and sounded way worse than this.
Oh, I couldn't even speak yesterday.
Yeah. And so I was like, rest your voice and let's see if we can make it work for the next day. So here we are.
Here we are.
So obviously she will still be speaking, but I will be doing more of the talking for the like explaining part, but it's a wild, weird, and unknown. So these are the ones where we tell the Reddit stories off on a certain subject.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I sound like a little boy going through puberty.
Kind of. You sound like, I don't know what you sound like, but it weirds me out. So bad.
Hello, Raina.
Oh, no, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I have a joke that was sent in all the way from the land down under.
Down under?
Mate. Yep. From my good old friend Sausage.
We've been getting jokes sent in to us, which is really cool.
It is. Thank you, everyone who has sent in a joke, because after we asked for it, people started sending us, and we're like, yes. Okay, I'm going to read it exactly how it was sent. And it's a clean joke, which is shocking from who this is from. But what do you call two blokes hanging around a window?
No idea.
Curtain rod. So dumb.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Good one. And he said, would your American listeners understand that one? I said, yep, they would get it. We get that one. Maybe not the blokes, but I feel like you get what a bloke is.
I think we know what a bloke is.
A bloke is just a man, apparently. A guy.
A dude.
An Australian.
They can be English.
No, I mean, anyone can be a bloke, but...
You can't. Well, you could.
I mean, like any man.
If you wanted to be a bloke.
You're right. If I wanted to be a bloke, I could be a bloke, but I am not. 'Tis not a bloke. I'm a Sheila. I actually hate that term, a Sheila.
A Sheila. I haven't heard that in a long time. I remember it's a thing.
Yeah, they don't say it a lot, but yeah, Sheila. Hello and welcome to Lunatic Soup, the podcast where we go into all things wild, weird, and unknown. We're your hosts, Raina.
I'm Meg.
Ready to brew up some Lunatic Soup?
Yep.
Let's go. You guys, that was my first time ever doing that, and that felt so wrong.
It didn't feel right.
I didn't. I almost said I'm
I mean, you did great, but it's just, I'm trying to not talk.
Well, especially because you didn't tell me. We discussed that I'd be doing most of the talking, but I just wasn't prepared. You're like, you want to do it? I'm like, oh shit, yeah, yep, let's go.
Let's go.
And I didn't fuck it up. I did it the first time.
I was wondering if you were going to say Meg.
I almost did, but here we are. All right, so today we are drinking. Meg brought this back from when she was in Florida.
Florida.
It's one hell of a drug.
It's a nasty drug.
Taylor Swift. It is Pear Secco.
I got it from Aldi.
Aldi, yep.
It was my first time at an Aldi.
They had them in Australia, but not near where we lived, so I never went. But all I see is people on TikTok shopping at Aldi, and I'm jealous.
Well, I still need to go to, what's the other one?
Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
You guys, she's never been to Trader Joe's. Mm-mm. And that is like, we need to, it's like, now it's about to be summer and our kids are going to be out, but like, we'll figure out a day when the husbands are home or something and we can get out there, because it is like, or we'll take just the two babies and let the big ones stay at home and hang out. But it is.
Disagree. Hard no.
Okay, we'll just not take any children. Perfect. How about we'll just bring all the kids over to my mom's house and drop them off and be like, there you go, Jimmy, have fun. We'll be back soon.
You're in charge of 7 babies by a pool.
She'd be fine. Anyway, so Pear Secco, Wicked Grove, hard cider, which Prosecco and pear is the flavor.
Yeah, but I bought this in Florida, but Wicked Grove is from Vermont.
I mean, it's fitting.
Yeah.
I had a Pear Secco over Christmas. We sent this, and I was like, I thought it was the same one, but it was different, and I loved it. So, all right, ready, 1, 2. Jesus.
It went everywhere. Airplane pressure.
Spat on me. God damn, that's good.
It's so light and refreshing.
It's almost as like, it reminds me a bit of like a sparkling water in a sense. Like that, you know, like it's very light and it's not sweet. It's like, it has like the essence of pear kind of.
It's got that pear flavor.
Yeah.
Like it's really good.
I love it. Crisp and light sparkling wine. Oh, inspired by crisp and light sparkling wines.
Ooh.
But it is a cider. Delightful.
I like it.
Well, I'm happy about that. Not going to complain.
Okay, what are we talking about today?
So today's subject, we are wild, weird, and unknown, and it is out-of-body experiences.
Or as I like to say,
Outer body.
I've been saying it for a month now.
She sent me, like, because we have show notes and all the things of, like, episodes coming up or things that we were going to record this a while ago, actually, and then didn't. And I was looking at it, and it said outer, like, OUTTER, like, outer body experience. And I said to her, I was like, by the way, and I was like, maybe this is also a coast-to-coast thing. Maybe there's a part of this that I don't know. But
Apricot.
Exactly. But I was like, is it outer body or is it out of body? And she was like, and Googled, she was like, it's definitely out of body. But we'll go with outer body too. It makes sense though. But
Yeah.
out of body, outer body. Out of body experiences, also known as an OBE, are defined as experiences in which a person seems to be awake and sees his or her body and the world from a location outside of his physical body.
More precisely, they can be defined by the presence of the following 3 phenomenological characteristics. Number 1, disembodiment, which is the location of the self outside of one's body. Number 2, the impression of seeing the world from an elevated and distant visuospatial perspective. And 3, the impression of seeing one's own body from this perspective.
Okay, good job. So I'll want me to read this next
Yeah.
part. OBEs have been around forever and are abundant in folklore, mythology, and spiritual experiences of most ancient and modern societies.
So we're going to be going over a bunch of different OBEs. There are some which I'm not sure about the ones that are drug-induced.
Right.
Because the mind can do anything.
Right.
Right? Some are caused by sleep or lack thereof. Some happen during general anesthesia.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about just different types and compare them to different experiences that we found online.
Yep. And so out-of-body experiences can be related to multiple different things. One of them, near-death experience is a big one that they are related to.
So there's a bunch of different kind of near-body experiences. Near-body experiences.
You got it.
Out-of-body experiences. So there's spontaneous out-of-body experiences, which is near or during sleep.
Yep.
There's near-death experiences, which can be considered an out-of-body experience. And then some people say that they can force themselves into one from extreme physical effort.
Okay. There's also, it's related to astral projection and spirit walking is another thing which I don't know if anybody knows what astral projection is.
We're going to go into that, not today, but eventually.
Another day. But I don't know. It's a big part of the spiritual world, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out-of-body experiences is also related to doppelgangers.
That was one that I didn't know. You mentioned that to me because when I was looking up Reddit, I got it in relation to sleep paralysis.
Yeah. So it's all kind of under the same umbrella.
Yeah, which is wild. Mm-hmm. So, and doppelgangers, I mean, if you don't know what it is, it means like your twin.
Yeah.
Pretty much. You're like the other version of you.
But I can see that. Like if you run into a doppelganger who is in theory you.
Yeah.
You're viewing you from somewhere else.
Yeah. Interesting. Mm-hmm. That's weird. Mm-hmm. That's very weird. But I guess they'd have to be like an identical doppelganger. I don't know.
Yeah. Out-of-body experiences is a form of autoscopy, and it literally means seeing self.
Okay.
So sometimes, like we said, that can be doppelganger, or it can be seeing a second self.
Got it. So that's as if like does it kind of fall into the thing of a mimic, or like when you've said the story about where you saw Tex walking up here, but it wasn't Tex.
But I wasn't seeing myself.
Oh, but it wasn't you. Yeah. So that, okay.
Now, if I saw myself walking across the room.
Yeah, how bad would that freak you out to see like actually yourself? Like you're in your house and you saw yourself do something.
That would freak me out.
That would be fucking terrifying.
Totally freak me out.
I don't like it.
Another thing I wanted to mention was out-of-body experiences can often be triggered by a very dangerous situation, like a near-death experience.
Yep.
And they are related, but they could also be different.
Okay.
But a lot of people who slip into comas or whatever, they could be having an out-of-body experience as opposed to a near-death experience.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But they go hand in hand because of the situation.
I think the situation, and it's where you go. So if you see yourself and you see situations from this life, I think that is an out of body experience.
Right.
But if you go somewhere else, that's a
near-death experience. Like you literally go to the light is what I've heard for those. And that we are going to do near-death experience. That's on our another wild, weird, and unknown that we are going to cover eventually. But obviously it'll get brought up a little bit during this episode, but we will do some stories on that because it's very interesting.
It is really interesting.
Yeah. I read a book about a doctor who had a near-death experience. I can't remember what it's called now. I'll find it. But it was one of the most like insane stories. And he was a doctor. So, he's like, he was even like messed him up. Yeah. Because it's everything against like what you know or taught.
Have you ever had one?
No.
I mean, you've had sleep paralysis.
I've had sleep paralysis. I've never had out-of-body experience ever. Have you?
I'm trying to think. I have had something before where I've lost time. And I don't know if that relates or not. But I've had situations where I was in my apartment and all of a sudden my husband wasn't home and I was in the kitchen cooking. And I don't know how I got there.
Yeah. I've had that too, where you do something or you're driving somewhere and all of a sudden you're there and you're like, how the hell? I mean, and that's partially like your brain just like goes somewhere else or whatever. But like, as far as just like, watching myself sleep or from above, I've never had anything like that.
I don't think I've ever seen myself.
That would trip me out. Too much.
I want to be able to astral project.
Astral projection. That supposedly takes like it's with intention. And you like astral project, like meet people in their dreams.
I want to do that.
Yeah. You can supposedly. Supposedly.
Let's learn.
I'll work on it. It takes a lot of meditation. That's
Oh, I suck at that.
I know. It's not my favorite. Well, I have a story to start if we want to start with one. And it is called disassociation, which is what I was just talking about. Disassociation, when you're like disassociated and you end up somewhere like where you've lost time because your brain goes somewhere else, which is so weird. Astral projection and out-of-body experiences is the name of this one.
Perfect.
So let's go into it.
Shall we?
So this is from a Reddit reader. Don't know his name. I can't see it. So anyways, he says, I suffer from identity loss, dissociative identity disorder, mainly stemming from childhood neglect.
Oof.
Not long ago, I was disassociating when my body froze in paralysis. I felt like I was up somewhere detached from my body and I had met with someone. When I regained consciousness in my body, my skin felt hot and my face was beaming bright red. After this had happened, I laid in shock for about 20 minutes, unable to register the experience. I Googled for a medical explanation, but the answer I got was astral projection. The person I saw and met was a friend who I lost contact with, and he coincidentally suffers from a multiple personality disorder.
Hang on. What did you say he had? Dissociative?
He called it, where is it? Let me find it on here. Dissociative identity disorder.
Isn't that multiple personality disorder?
Disassociate. Hang on, let's Google it.
Because I know you're not supposed to say multiple personality disorder anymore.
You're not? Whoa. Dissociative identity disorder is characterized by the presence of two or more distinct personality states. So, yeah. So it was previously called multiple personality disorder and is usually reaction to trauma.
Yeah.
And
usually childhood trauma.
Yep. So, okay. So yeah, basically this guy, he went and met up with his friend who also has multiple personality, but he says multiple personality disorder, but yeah. So upon finding out I've been disassociating all my life, I came to realize that everyone I ever got along with suffered from the dissociation, albeit in different forms.
Interesting.
My best friend of 18 years with ADHD, come after the ADHD people, okay? My ex-best friend with anxiety disorder. There you go.
Oh, man.
At least there you are.
I was the ex-best friend,
and, yeah, and depersonalization. Interesting. And it's as if I'm subconsciously drawing to people who disassociate. Is there a possible connection between these dissociation and out-of-body experiences? This is my first time experiencing this. So this person... What?
So they're saying that disassociation is the out-of-body experience.
I guess. But like, that to me that's not like what I think of when I think of out-of-body experience.
No, I think that's disassociating. That's more of a psychological...
So,
neurological.
Yeah, this person is saying, I disassociate and I have OBEs and I have had OBEs before. They have tended to happen at times in my life of high stress and when disassociation indeed may have been stronger.
Oh, okay.
Hasn't happened for years and I have been integrating myself and healing a huge amounts over the last 2 years. So I wonder if they are linked. I have, however, had dreams and felt more like projection where I've seen and had experiences with people I know, and it makes me wonder if some of these dreams aren't just dreams. Like she's implying astral projection, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
That's really interesting. So they're connecting more things there than just out-of-body experiences.
Yeah, they're connecting, astral projection, because he's saying that he's like meeting his friend, like when he disassociates, that's where they go. My disassociation, like you said, it's like I'll be driving somewhere, like something like that. That's like what I think of when I disassociate, or like I'll zone out, like
but
watching
you're not
TV.
viewing yourself.
No, or I'm not
else.
going to somewhere else that I know of.
And I don't view astral projection as out-of-body experience necessarily, because you're going somewhere else.
Yeah.
You're not sitting there watching yourself or that happening around you.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True. Yeah. So I wouldn't classify this as out-of-body experience, but at
again,
the same time,
maybe it's all big umbrella.
It seems like it. All right. Are you going to read a story?
Yep. It's a short one.
Okay.
So this is from Delicious Let 5762. And it says, a dream where I am looking down on myself from the ceiling. They said that I can see my body and my husband and my animals. Is this a dream? This happens every now and then, and it's really weird. When I wake up, everything seems to be in place where I saw it in my dream. It's not scary or anything. It seems like sort of a boring dream that I just snap out of.
Wild.
Yeah, that's a short one.
And it's something that she has regularly.
I would call that an out-of-body experience.
That is it. Well, yeah, because you're seeing, you're out of your body.
You're looking down on yourself. You can see your husband and your pets and your whole room.
That's wild. That would freak me out. I mean, but I guess if it happens to you all the time.
You know what? I was reading this family that they had out-of-body experiences within their family a lot.
Yeah.
So they had a box up on the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And in that box, they put a piece of paper with a word. And whoever was having an out-of-body experience had to go up and look in the box and see what the word is. And then come back down and tell everybody.
What?
Yeah.
I wonder.
And I don't know the validity of it, obviously, but
I wonder if there is some like genetic thing. I mean, I know that like ADHD is genetic. That all those things, the disassociation things, like those can be genetic. She dead.
It went down the wrong tube.
She's dead. Meg's dead. She died.
No source.
No source. That's interesting. But it's kind of like, the theory that aliens steal the same people. It's genetic.
Interesting. I have another short one. So it was about 2 years ago. I was laying in my bed. I have a loft, so the top of my bed is only 3 feet from the ceiling. I was beginning to fall asleep, and then I felt myself start to float up towards the ceiling. I felt myself against the top of the ceiling, but then I started to phase through the wall behind me and literally tried to scream, and then I, quote, woke up. I jolted upward in my bed and banged my head on the ceiling. I had always just thought it was a lucid dream until I heard someone describe an out-of-body experience.
Wild.
But you're going through the ceiling.
So this is my I have theories from like sleep paralysis and all of that, like why sleep paralysis happens, which I will just give a brief thing because this all relates in my opinion. Sleep paralysis is basically when you wake up, you can't talk, you can't move, but you're wide awake and often has like loud noises around you. You feel like you're being held down. There's certain beings that sometimes are seen with that. And so that's what sleep paralysis is basically. Theories are like spiritually that it is your soul just didn't make it back to your body before you wake up. It like goes to visit other place, like technically is astral projection as well. Yeah. And so with that, it makes you think like, is that his soul like leaving, just like going to go somewhere else, but he was still in the conscious of it. And then
with that theory, does it happen all the time and we're just not conscious of it?
Yes. That's the theory, is that when you sleep, your soul goes to be with wherever we are from at the beginning. That's like a big.
I want to remember that.
We've done an episode on this.
No, I know that. I want to remember the experience.
Oh, the experience. Yeah. I was like, hang on.
No.
No, it would be, but I mean, I feel like we can't remember the experience because we're not allowed to.
Yeah.
You know? But it is supposedly when you're sleeping, you're going and you're meeting up with like your soul family, with like the people who are not on this earth with you, who have died or who like chose not to come to this earth because if you believe certain things. But from what I believe or what I have heard is that we all choose to come here for an experience, a life experience. And that's why we're all here.
I want to redo.
But you know what they said is that we're actually in hell here when people are like,
I've heard that.
Yeah, that we choose this because our souls want something deeper and like we're in the worst place you can possibly be. And I'm like, yeah, that adds up. That adds up to me. I'm just saying.
But yet there's so much joy here too.
There is, but you have to have, it's just with anything, there has to be.
It's a choice.
Well, but it has, there has to be good and bad.
Yeah.
In this, it has to be a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Yeah. So here's another out-of-body experience one. And it's, again, short. So this guy says that it's when he was 19 or so, he was standing in his kitchen getting ready for dinner. He looked at the stove and thought, thank goodness it's not on. And as soon as he had that thought, he was standing next to his body on the floor.
Ooh.
He had fainted and hit his face on the stove, cut open the bridge of his nose. He said he actually saw his face hit the burner as it was happening, like it was someone like standing next to him, but it was at him watching his body do it. Wild. So his mom somehow had the strength to get his body into the living room and put him on the couch. And he watched that happen from the kitchen, and he doesn't know why he fainted and came to shortly on the couch, but isn't that insane?
That is wild. Watching yourself get hurt.
Yeah, and then standing there watching, you would think you're dead. If I was doing something and then next thing I know I'm standing next to my body as it goes unconscious and my mom is dragging me into I would think that I was dead.
But throughout a lot of these that I was reading, there's this sense of peace.
Well, and that's what it seems like because he doesn't go any further, but it doesn't seem like he's afraid at all. Which is wild. Just hit the door.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
I hate it here. I have a story to tell you that I've been saving for the podcast too. I'm going to tell you towards the end because it fucked me. Oh no, I did tell you.
You did, but you still need to.
Yeah, I'm still going to tell. Fucked me up. Okay. Right. So here's another one that I'm going to read for Meg that she had, but so this one is from an actual news article and from Fox 10 Phoenix. And 31 years ago, Leslie Lupo died for 14 minutes after being trampled by horses. But it's what happened in those 14 minutes that may have people have a hard time believing because not everyone has near-death experiences. Leslie said that she popped out of her body and stood about 15 feet away. And it was mind-blowing because she didn't have any spiritual inclinations. And she said every breath was precious. So it looks like she actually wrote a book from what I understand. So she apparently was trampled by 8 or more horses at a ranch in Tucson, Arizona. Yeah. God. She said, I didn't understand what was going on and I was just in shock. And then 10 more seconds and I saw one of the horses screamed and they bolted and I watched myself get caught in this. And it was almost like very slow motion. I spun my arms and went through the stirrup and the horses were running, but I'm dragging now and struggling to get to my feet and screaming.
Oh my God.
So she said she wasn't feeling pain and she described feeling serenity despite despite seeing the physical pain of what was going on to her body. So she was not in her body. She's watching this.
Thank God she wasn't in her body.
Dude, that is nuts. If someone was watching me at that moment, they would have said, oh my God, she suffered so much. And I didn't suffer at all because I didn't feel it. The horses were kicking at me and finally my body flipped away from the hay barn and crumbled and I knew I was dead. It was over. I started giggling and I looked around the corral and the dust as it was settling. What the hell? So as people were rushing to her side to help, she was experiencing a different realm. She calls it the upstairs. And so for many people could be heaven or whatever you want.
So this is a mix of out of body and near death.
Yeah. So it's both, which goes.
They're related.
Yeah. So she said that she was an atheist, and so she had a lot of confusion of like, what the hell's going on? And she said Tucson just started fading away. It started movement around me, and suddenly I'm in a forest, and it was like an oak forest with a river behind me, and there were ferns, moss, and it was very, very lush. And the serenity I felt on earth when I was watching myself let go of my body. It was like taking off a body girdle that was 4 sizes too small and throwing it on the bed. And I was like, woo, wild.
I kind of love that.
Yeah, me too. Like the serenity, which is like, you hear that a lot though. You don't hear that people, I've never heard of a near-death experience where people come back and say like, I was scared. I've never heard that. I've never heard people say I went to a bad place and I had this happen. Never heard that. It's always been that they get there and there's just this like overwhelming feeling of calm.
It's like Bashar says, what happens when you die? You just wake up.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, you get rid of what the everything is that we have here in this life.
All that weight and all that baggage.
Yep. So she recalled meeting people she had never met, and some people report seeing deceased relatives that they have never met, and even hearing of events. So she said that can be validated by going and finding out the information and say indeed that person had passed before this person had this experience and felt that they met them in their experiences. Apparently that's the vertical sick perception, according to a guy named Chuck Swedrock. And he is a part of the International Association for Near-Death Studies. The experience was not easy coming back from, Lupo said. She felt isolated. For one, it was difficult physically and traumatizing because no one believed her, which that would be like...
Well, you hear that with people who have UFO experience, extraterrestrial experiences. Now you have this higher knowledge. And coming back around all of us lowly people.
Right. Well, and you've been to a place that's so you feel the weight of the world come off of you literally. And then now you're like, get shoved back to it. And then you're there and everyone's like making you feel crazy.
Right.
Like how fucked up would that be? Like
when you know different.
When you know different and you're like, well, maybe send me back. But you don't want to die.
Right.
But
it's got to be very confusing.
I don't know. So she said her doctor thought she was hallucinating and she didn't have any drug reactions. She wasn't on any drugs. Even some of the organized religions, no one wanted to hear about it.
Doesn't that just get you?
Yep.
Because if you look more into the old ways, the old religions, more native religions, they all embrace it.
Yeah.
It's the mainstream ones that'll make you think you're crazy.
It's because they've taken religion out of what it initially was and what it was meant to be. They've turned it to be, they weaponize it in a sense against everybody. And that's unfortunate, but like in this situation, yeah, she said everyone made her feel like she was crazy. She's like, I've seen heaven. And they're like, no, you haven't. Like, oh, you know, anyways. So for many years, people thought it was either a mental illness or hallucination. But when people look at the characteristics of the two, there are some commonalities. However, when you look at the characteristics of mental illness and near-death experience, there is no common ground. Which that I love to hear. Because that's like, and I do think that, because so many people of different walks of life, different situations have near-death experiences.
Yeah.
For example, the memory of the experience is lucid and does not change over time. And as a matter of fact, at times it can be kind of trying to hear an experiencer tell all of those specific details, because as they begin to be able to share it for the first time and get validation of it, the details for them are the validation of the experience. And the more they remember those details, then they stay with them constantly. Whereas if you have a hallucination or a delusion, those things fade in days and hours, and they can't recall some story twice. So there you go.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's why people write books on their near-death experiences, because it's like they so vividly remember it.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
That really, really, really is fascinating.
So millions of people around the world have shared their own stories of near-death experiences and out-of-body experiences. So whether they had an out-of-body experience, saw their life flash in front of their eyes, or made it to a different realm after death, there is a possibility that there is something more.
I sure hope so.
And the lady who it happened to said, if someone wants to think there is nothing, then think that. That's their choice. I just could never go back there again. Like, she could never go back to thinking there's nothing now that she's... That's super comforting.
That really is. I really like that one.
Yeah. But that's wild. So she had a double whammy.
Yeah. I like when she said she went to this place with lush green and a river, because that's like, that would be my happy place.
Well, and it's funny because like every time you hear people describe it, it's somewhat different but similar. Like it's never the exact same, but it's like
it's probably tailored to them.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Like, and what they know they would find comfort in when they are there. So
I love that.
I know.
All right, I'm going to try to get through this one. All right. So, hey guys, ever since I was a kid, I was an avid lucid dreamer. Now that I ever tried, not that I ever tried to be, but I had it so many times that my brain learned to recognize when I was lucid dreaming, which we haven't talked about lucid dreaming, but it kind of still the same thing.
Yeah.
I've also experienced sleep paralysis most of the times when I was waking up from a lucid dream.
Interesting.
But my out-of-body experiences have been crazy, and they almost sound unbelievable. Usually when I try to fall asleep, some people have the feeling of falling. But my body has that sensation, and then I feel myself pop out of my body. Ooh.
Whoa.
I like that.
You're feeling of falling and you feel yourself pop out?
Yeah, you know the feeling of
Yeah,
falling.
oh yeah. Yeah, when you jolt yourself awake, you're like, "Oh god."
Yeah.
It's the worst.
But they pop out. And then when I pop out, I watch myself. Typically, I get a lot of anxiety because I know I'm going to wake up with sleep paralysis. But since I've learned that I have these often, I tend to, quote, roam around my house. I've been able to go between my walls and watch my brother sleeping in the other room. I would often remember myself trying to scream at him to help me, but he wouldn't see me or wake up. It's a pretty frightening experience because sometimes my body is stuck in this state for a very long time. And once I'm aware, I want to wake up, but my body won't let me. So my floating self goes around the house to try to get other people to wake up, but no one can. I can literally float through walls and doors, but it sucks because I wake up with sleep paralysis, and sometimes I go back into an out-of-body experience and it feels like I'm stuck and that I might never wake up. I don't know if anyone has ever felt this, but it's pretty scary and confusing. I haven't read much about scary out-of-body experiences, but mine are. It usually only happens when I'm exhausted or sleeping on my back.
Wild.
That's completely different from anything we've heard.
That is insane.
Because we haven't heard the scary ones.
No.
Well, sleep paralysis is scary.
Right, which I have one next for that. Yeah.
So if you combine the two, because it says sleep paralysis is under the umbrella.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's just more of the adverse
maybe
type of out-of-body experience.
The fact that he is like floating around the house and can't.
It says he obviously sounds young, because he's talking about trying to wake up his brother.
Yeah.
And seeing his family members and trying to wake them up.
Weird.
But he says it happens often.
Wow. Okay. Huh. This is one. His name is Scared of Cheetos. So I frequently experience sleep paralysis, and often a part of that is a third person perspective.
Okay.
Really, it was waking up while in REM sleep, and my brain continues to act as if I'm dreaming. Usually, I watch a distorted version of myself lay in bed. I always feel uneasy, and the myself that I watch lay there and I cannot move. Sometimes my insecurities are amplified. Sometimes I look normal, but have a terrified expression on my face. Oh. It's a lot like looking in a mirror or at a picture of myself. From the perspective, I always seem to view myself from, I can see the clock on my dresser and the number is always distorted. I always end up with the uneasy feeling fading and me falling back asleep, only to gain full consciousness a few moments later.
Whoa.
No. I don't like it. I don't like that at all.
I wonder what it is that brings that sense of fear versus that sense of peace.
I don't know. And that's it's funny you say that, because I just read, someone said this, which I'm going to have to Google what it is. They said no one so this is their theory. No one has had these. It's DMT being released into the body to calm it before death. What you see is like tripping on acid, basically. So what's DMT?
Dimethotripamine.
But like these people didn't die, so they're not dying. So that doesn't make sense, sir.
DMT is used as a psychedelic drug and prepared by various cultures for ritual. Is it like not ashwagandha?
Yeah, ashwagandha, but that's not. I don't know.
Not but it's the one that they ayahuasca. Yeah,
ayahuasca.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
Yeah. Is it like that?
I guess, but so maybe this guy's just bullshit. But either I thought what he was saying is that like your body releases a hormone when you're like in this, and it makes you have these like feelings of ease or whatever. But I do wonder if it is your soul like connecting to their higher self or the higher realm, and that's why you are not afraid. Like it gives you this.
So there's that disconnect.
Yeah, a disconnect from your like actual human body, that you're in your original form, I guess, where you don't have fear, because that's not part of it. Supposedly, that's not part of who you are. Like when you're in like your soul, like if you want to be in heaven, wherever it is, there's not fear. You don't have these like basic human emotions that we do, where it's like fear and anger and that kind of stuff. You're very peaceful. Everything's at peace. Everything is.
So when it's scary.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Is it like an angels and demons type situation?
Maybe. But yeah, I guess he says, but he's not scared in the moment. It's freaky when he comes back.
Okay.
So he's not scared in the moment.
Yeah.
It's when he sees himself, or when he wakes up, he's like, what the fuck happened to me?
And then you're back into your human.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I guess the one you were talking about, where the guy goes and tries to wake people up, he has to have some level of fear if he's trying to wake people up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right. This one's 4 consecutive days of out-of-body experiences. It's always going to take me a minute to say that.
What?
Out-of-body experience.
Oh, yeah. You weren't the only one. I saw like 3 people put outer.
Mm-hmm. I was 15 years old at the time of these, quote, dreams. I am now 36 years old, and I can remember them as clear as day. These dreams lasted 4 days consecutively and took place in my bedroom, which I shared with my brother. The first night it occurred, I simply left my body and could see myself and brother, each in our own bed sleeping, but once I hit the ceiling, I would instantly wake up. Second night, I drifted further to the door of our bedroom, where I elevated to the ceiling, and then I woke up. I went to my parents and told them what I was experiencing and how real it felt. Their explanation was the generic, you're eating too late at night. Dismiss.
You're eating too late at night, obviously.
Well, then I'd have out-of-body experiences all the damn time.
Oh, same. I love my stoned snacks in bed. Catch me with some hot Cheetos and cream cheese.
Pretty sure one night you were making a ham sandwich.
Yeah, it sounded really good. I don't usually do a full-on meal, but like sometimes.
The snacky snacks.
Sometimes I need a snacky snack.
Everyone loves a snacky snack.
I never used to snacky snacks. Now I do.
The third night, I was scared and didn't want any of this to happen again. But if it did, I wanted to make sure I wasn't just dreaming or having nightmares. I decided to leave my TV on and see if what I was seeing during these out-of-body experiences was just hallucination or reality. I chose the YTV channel. He says it's a Canadian channel. Sure enough, it happened, and my TV was on the channel I had left it on. But this time, I made it out of my room. I could see my dad sitting at the edge of the table, having a conversation I'm assuming was with my mother, whom I couldn't see. I got close to them, but not within arm's reach, and drifted up to the ceiling and instantly woke up. The fourth night was the last night and the most intriguing. I left my body to witness 2 figures at the edge of my bed in all black with their backs turned to me. I drifted to my ceiling and woke up. This never happened again. I've tried and hoped, not sure why, but it's never happened again. This was my experience, and I haven't told many. Believe me or not, I don't care, but I hope someone has had something similar happen to them so that I have some sort of knowledge and validation for all of this.
Wild.
Interesting.
But again, he doesn't sound like it scared him.
Mm-mm.
The black figures reminds me of sleep paralysis, like because that's often described like as seeing.
But he was floating up to the ceiling.
Yeah, and he was still seeing them.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well, I do have one. This is, can sleep paralysis be a gateway into lucid dreams and out of body experience? It says outer body on this, but close enough.
Can you describe what a lucid dream is first?
Let me get the definition because otherwise my ADHD ass will take us in circles.
But we like the circles.
Do we? So they are when you know that you're dreaming while you're asleep.
I have those all the time.
Yeah, that's
always know I'm
the
dreaming.
easiest way to explain it. Like where you are very much aware that you're having a dream. I don't have those as much, but I do occasionally have a lucid dream.
Okay.
Occasionally, but not a lot. Like for me to actually know that I'm dreaming.
I wonder if a lucid dream can be tracked to other things.
Well, that's what that's kind of what it's saying. So let's go into this and then maybe we'll go into how lucid dreams are related to this and see like if that does anything. So before I say anything, I want you to know that I haven't gotten much sleep over the past few nights. I've been out clubbing with friends and pretty much got no sleep. And on our return to the hotel room, or pretty much had gotten no sleep on our return to our hotel room, which a lot of these things do happen when people are sleep deprived. Yeah. Or like going through a lot of stress. Like it's things like that induce these kinds of things, which I don't know what that means. But anyways, got home last night and fell asleep quite early, maybe around 8 p.m. because I was so tired and I really needed to catch up. I woke up around 2 a.m. and it was the middle of a sleep paralysis episode. Now, sleep paralysis has been very common during my sleep for the last 2 years. I don't see any demons or anything anymore, but my sleep paralysis is evolving, if you will. During my sleep paralysis last night, I could actually move my feet a little bit, but it was still pretty much paralyzed. I just thought it's just sleep paralysis again. I'll wait it out. Now, the past couple of episodes I've had have been very different than the average one. I get auditory hallucinations, which can go hand in hand. Like I've had that. And it feels like my head starts violently shaking. I have not had that. I've learned to neutralize this by focusing on my breathing or just telling myself that this can't actually be real. So I did that and suddenly felt the sensation of being wrapped into something very warm and comfortable, like a warm ball of cotton or wool. It was an incredible, comforting experience. Then a couple of seconds later, it felt like my soul left my body. Before you know it, I was floating around my room. There was no gravity in my room. I was doing front flips and back flips and handstands. And then I phased through the wall and started floating up and down the stairs. It was kind of relaxing and a powerful experience. And obviously, I knew I was dreaming, or it wasn't real throughout the whole thing. Basically, the same thing happened to me this morning. Sleep paralysis to lucid dream, out-of-body experience. I find it incredibly easy to do now, and it's so euphoric and relaxing. However, the dream I had this morning felt very stressful. I was upset in my dream, and the whole vibe of the atmosphere was off. I knew I was dreaming, and in this dream, but I didn't really know how to control it. So as soon as it ended, I left my body again and started floating around my room. Since I have had no sleep pretty much all weekend, I have had this weird phenomenon of dreaming whilst awake. That is technically disassociation, I believe, but like to an extreme. But this happened when I was trying to fall asleep or just waking up. I'm fully awake and my eyes are closed, but I'm seeing those dreamlike scenes in my head and none of my thoughts are making sense. It's a little bit startling, I guess, but I haven't been sleeping properly. So then he's saying, is this cause for concern? So that's interesting I realized that I was saying earlier that when people do this and they feel comforted, it must mean that their soul is somewhere, or they're like, whatever. But sleep paralysis, if that's like what I believe, is that your soul hasn't come back to your body. Sleep paralysis is fucking terrifying. Yeah. But you're conscious. So maybe it's like you're not, I don't know. Cause when I've had it happen a few times, it's fucking scary. Yeah. Like there's no sense of, this is wonderful. I just can't move and I'm awake, but I can't talk, or it's scary.
See, but my daughter has had it.
Yeah.
And she said there was a little girl in the room.
Yeah.
That was coming up to her, but she didn't feel scared.
Yeah. Both times I've had it I was terrified.
Interesting. So it must be some external force making you feel.
Yeah. I don't know.
Afraid or not.
I don't know. Yeah. Wild.
That is wild.
Huh. I mean, if any of you guys have had an experience like this, you guys need to let us know.
I want to do a whole other episode on this with more experiences.
Yeah.
And maybe dive deeper in how they connect and
if you have had it,
talk.
if you have had a near-death experience or an out-of-body experience, like let us know. Maybe we'll have you on. Like we'll do a little interview with you. We'd love to hear. Like that would be fun.
That would be great.
Yeah,
I think that would be really good.
Like because it is super. I really would like to have like just hear someone's perspective on like what happened to them and like.
Yeah, what gets me is the brain can do anything.
1,000%.
Right?
Yeah.
So there was a lot of experiences that were, I smoked a ton of weed and then,
right.
Or I took this drug and then. I didn't want to read those ones because that's an explanation.
Right.
Not that those things didn't happen.
Right.
But
there's also something, but it's a factor that is in there that could bring on a hallucination.
Right.
Like you want the ones where it's like,
why did this happen?
Why did this happen?
I mean, obviously it's all neurological and it's in your psyche, but what's the reason behind it?
Yeah. Well, the article you sent with the lady who like watched herself be basically like trampled by the horses. That's insane.
See, it's those ones. Like when you're just asleep and floating around. Okay, whatever, who knows? But she watched something happen that was verified.
Yep. And then says that she had no pain. Like she didn't experience. We're like, if you have a traumatic event, a lot of people remember parts of it at least.
Yeah.
If they're, for the most part, your brain tries to block stuff out for you because it tries to do you a favor because it doesn't want you to remember it. Just like childbirth tries to make you block out the pain.
Why does it do that?
So that you have more kids.
Yeah, it worked for me 4 times.
Yeah, after my last one, I remember saying I wasn't going to have another one after, and I was like, and I've stuck to it this time.
Hell yeah.
I know, go me.
Just wait.
Mm-hmm. Nope. Nope. But I did text you last night and say, I almost want to have another baby just so I can throw them a Practical Magic themed first birthday
and
that I saw.
What was my response?
We can have that party anyways. You don't need to have a baby. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but the theme was Magical One. The magical one, and it was like, oh my god, it was so fucking cute.
Well, we'll still
imagine like a little baby and letting them do the cake smash with the chocolate cake and
it didn't spill.
Good. Well, like all the little things and having like
that would be cute,
like little witchy vibes. Oh my god, so cute.
But we could have a Practical Magic party this fall.
Oh, we should. Yeah, just make Practical Magic themed.
Yeah,
I'm in.
They just released that they're making a Practical Magic 2.
Yeah, if you follow us on the social medias, you would have seen our excitement for it. We are stoked about that.
And then I started watching the movie last night, and I got in trouble for it.
You didn't get in trouble. I just said I cannot. You do you, boo. You do you.
Yeah, but
okay.
Halloween
but then I started
all year.
But I started thinking about it, and to me, Practical Magic is not, in fact, a Halloween movie.
It's really not.
No, it's not.
Just at the end, there's that Halloween night.
Yeah, no. When I thought about it, I was like, no, that's actually not one of my. Like, I could watch that movie year round.
That's just a witchy movie.
It's a witchy movie. It's a good. I mean, and when Sandra Bullock is running and like to the This Kiss song by Faith Hill.
Oh, and they see each other and
then when he dies.
When they're dancing, the one that gets me is when they're with their babies and they're dancing around the room.
I know. It's like all of that. I know.
We need another midnight margarita night.
We do need a midnight margarita night. I actually have a recipe for a midnight margarita.
I'll take vodka.
Oh yeah, she don't do tequila.
It makes me want to throw up.
Tequila to kill ya.
Nah. So gross.
But I'll tell you guys, I have a real quick ghosty story for you. Well, I don't know. Okay. It's not ghosty, but it's something that happened.
No, it's an experience.
Well, and it might be ghosty.
You texted it to me, but I think it's going to sound different.
Yeah. So the other night, it was like last week, I think, I was asleep and our dog Jandis kept like waking me up. She was and she doesn't normally wake me up in the middle of the night. So it was something that like.
That's what I was going to say. Like she hasn't done that since she was a puppy.
No, but she last week did it multiple times and it was very bizarre. Anyway, so this one, she was like really on me and I finally it was like 2:00 in the morning or 2:45 and I was like, okay, I'll finally get up because she was like jumping up and she's like whining at me and I'm like, maybe she just has to go to the bathroom. Like, so we go downstairs and she like is being weird around. I have this stairs or this closet under my stairs. Like think of it as a Harry Potter closet, essentially.
Exactly like that.
Yeah, that we just keep like coats and stuff. I keep my photography props in there or whatever. And so we go down and she's like sniffing at the door and kind of whining and I thought there was a cat in there. So I like opened it, nothing, I shut it and then took her out. She peed, came back in. And as we're walking back up the stairs, we walk by it again and she stops and starts whining again. And I'm like, that's fucking weird. I was like, what? I was like, Jandis. And as I say that, our doorbell rings, but it's like only part of the chime. But the fucked up thing is our doorbell's not hooked up anymore. We have a ring, like the Ring doorbell. So it doesn't ever even play like it's not from that box that was that doorbell.
Where's the box?
In that closet.
It's in your closet.
It's in that closet. And it was also like not the full doorbell. It was only like part of it. It was
Did you put it in the closet like it was up somewhere else?
No, okay. It was the original doorbell from the house.
Okay.
That's what that is in there.
But you don't have the doorbell because it's the Ring.
No, and it's not hooked up to anything to work because we have the Ring hooked up now. And it just did this one like chime, and she immediately runs to the front door because she knows that's like, it sounds like a doorbell. It sounds like, she knows what a doorbell is, and runs to the front door thinking someone's at our front door. I'm standing there fucking terrified because I'm like, I know this came from over to my left where under the stairs is. She is running over there thinking someone's at our front door. What the fuck is going on? So I like look out the people.
So the dog heard it too.
Oh,
it's
the
not
dog
like
heard it
you
too.
were
Nope.
just tired.
Nope. She automatically because she hears the ring on like our phone or like when it rings, and she'll like go to the front door. And it was like she just knew it was the doorbell and went to the front door. And I'm standing there like, what the fuck? And so it took me a long time to look out the door, or the people. I'm not going to lie. I was like, what the fuck? Looked out, then no one was there. And I'm like, get me back upstairs. So I like get back upstairs, get in my bed. And then she's still acting weird. She started like laying in our doorway area, like kind of on alert, which she's not like that normally. And just weird things. And I text my little sister who lives in Tampa because she's on, Tampa time. And I was like, what the fuck just happened to me? Like I'm laying in bed freaking out. And I just didn't know what to do. And, I feel like I've had so many different experiences, but that one just like, it scared me. Like it gave me I don't know if it's because I'm in the dark in the middle of the night. Like
for it to randomly go off.
It was just
when you're down there.
Weird. So weird.
And you would hear it upstairs, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like it just randomly goes off now and then.
No, never. I've never heard it go off. It was so fucking weird.
Sounds like a little ghosty ghost.
I know. And what I hate is like back when I had like had ghosty ghosts really issues at my house, it like was specifically in that area of my house. Mm-hmm. So it was fucking freaked me out a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you. And then I've also had some shit happen where like, again, my little sister Fallon, who lives in Tampa, spent the night here and was in the room that we're recording in right now.
Something always happens in this room.
This room is notorious for shit. And I do wonder if it's because it's where we talk about everything or,
No, but it happened before that.
Yeah, true. But she was in bed and it was like 4:00 in the morning and she heard the door open and close and thought it was Leia, my youngest, coming in to wake her up. Mm-hmm. And she like, to the point where she was like, I heard her footsteps. I felt Leia, like she was laying with her back to the door, felt her behind me. And I rolled over to be like, Leia, go to bed. And no one was there. And she's like, and the door was shut. And she's like, but I heard it like open and shut. She's like, and then it happened again. And she was like, what the fuck? And so she had texted me like in the middle of the night and was like, Raina, what the fuck is going on in your house? And I was like, yeah, that's happened to me before too. I also swear to God, someone flicked my back the other day when I was just like standing in my room and it was the weirdest feeling. Like someone just went like that to me.
When's the last time you cleansed the house?
Well, after that, Tex got the incense out and Tex was like, he was like, all right, I'm getting the incense out. I was like, it's been a while.
He's learning.
Oh, he's good. But then he was like, babe, you're out of incense. And I was like, are you dumb? Am I out of incense? I was like, look in our closet. I was like, I'm stocked for days.
Right?
Years. Now I got incense all over the place. So yeah, that was fun, guys. It was a fun. I don't know what's going on, but something.
See, I don't have those types of stories lately.
Yeah, but do you know I went through a phase where I wasn't either. Like it was like I find that it comes and goes. Like I went through a solid like 6 months where I wasn't having any experiences. I wasn't seeing shadow people like I was before. I wasn't like for the last 6 months, I'd say. And then recently in the last, I'd say month, things have started happening again. And I'm like, God damn it. So I don't know if it's like
seasonal,
could be seasonal, could be just like, I don't know, maybe my spiritual team up there is like, start working on your medium shit that you said you were going to do and that you didn't do.
Yeah, do that.
I've just been a little bit busy making cocktails, okay?
Yeah, but guys, she did it.
I did it. I got my manuscript turned in and holy shit, I had a meeting with the marketing team yesterday and I think it will go pre-sale in August, it sounds like, but it won't come out until next June. So they told me that all my sales, where all the big stores pick up my book, is going to be based on all my pre-sale numbers, like from August to February.
So buy it.
When it's available, but you got to buy my book. Just support me because you love me, even if you don't like the book series, but just because you love me as a person, I'd appreciate that. Please and thank you.
Yeah.
That's exciting. You can see all the concoctions that Meg and I did together, because Meg was a big part of helping me with this book.
It
like
was
seriously.
so much fun.
And it was so much fun. But her and I, like, literally in my kitchen, like mixing these drinks and being like, does that taste good? Does that taste good?
There was one evening where our favorite kindergarten teacher, we didn't know she was stopping by because she had some lilac flower.
And I needed it for a lilac simple syrup.
Yeah. And so she had told her husband, I'm just going to swing by and drop this off. I'm not going to be long. Don't worry. Meg's not there.
Joke was on her.
Guess what?
Meg was there.
So an hour and a half later.
But what my favorite part was, like, she and I had been mixing cocktails. Well, we had drank, I don't remember. We had been mixing cocktails, and then drinking them once we had mixed them, obviously, while I was photographing. And then I had to make the one that was like a Court of Roses one, which I was making a new recipe. And so I was like, okay, you got to help me. So we're in there, and my counter is like covered in alcohol, like bottles and bottles and bottles, and like all my mixology, like the shaker and everything, and the doorbell rings, and she and I stop and stare at each other, and we like drop to the ground as if
what child is this?
Well, who is it? As if someone could see us in my kitchen, which is impossible. No one can. But we like freaked out, like, oh God. And we go to the door, and I'm like, who the fuck is it? It was Carrie. I was like, thank God.
She can come in.
And then we made her drink our concoctions.
And then she was late getting home.
Yeah, whoopsie daisy. But then we ended up drinking some of those concoctions the other night. Well, we posted them on our story too. The two-tone one that we posted on our story. When we were doing that, it's Empress Gin, creme de violet with pear juice, ginger beer, and lemon, and it is delightful.
We also had the pear martini.
Yeah, that we drank that last week's episode.
That's right. Yeah,
and that one.
There's something special about that one.
Yeah.
Y'all.
We drank that again. Well, I think that we're just going to consistently drink that. I just am out of pear vodka. I got to go get some more.
Yeah, we do.
You'll have to buy my book to get the actual recipe of mine, but
so good. We had our get together with the four of us last week. We haven't had it in a long time. There's been a lot of life stuff going on, so we figured we needed to get together.
Yeah,
and we had cocktails.
And I am now the cocktail queen, apparently. So I just made the cocktails, and we had a great time. But everyone said that the pear martini was their favorite, I think. So
even Brains' husband was like, holy shit. Yeah.
He was like, that's delightful.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I know, it's really good.
Really good.
It's so good. But yeah. Well, you guys, I mean, thanks for tuning in. Again, let us know if you guys have had any, or if you've gotten, like, have you had like a random like ghosty experience like that in your house? Like, just let us know. We love to, like,
we love all the stories.
Even if we don't say it on air, we might, but like, we love hearing this kind of stuff. We love when people share with us like their things that have happened to them.
I would rather hear it from somebody personally than to read it online.
Than Reddit stories, because you never know what these people are on.
Yeah.
Never know.
Acid.
Mushrooms.
Oh, that's probably more. Thanks for listening to my croaky voice.
Yeah, we all survived with Megs. It's not too bad. You survived.
You didn't make a 900.
Oh, what is it? 1-800.
1-900.
Oh, 1-900. Is it 900? Is the sex styling?
It's the husky voice.
It's the husky voice.
The husky voice.
Some people are gonna be like that. Meg, you should be like that every week.
No.
But speaking of telling your story, you can find us in July at the Haunted Farmers Market
in Tacoma, Washington, July 20th.
Yep, and we will be there, and we will be taking haunted stories from anybody, and that can include a near-death experience, an out-of-body experience, anything paranormal, essentially.
We want to see how this goes, and maybe make it a thing.
Yeah, we're going to see how it goes, and fingers crossed it goes well. I mean, we've had a few people sign up already, and I think as we get closer, we'll get more people signing up, and then we'll be taking signups on the day. So if you don't know if you can make it, or if you, whatever, like, we will be taking people on the day, and we're excited about it. We can't wait.
And even if you see our signups are full, come and talk to us, because we'll get in contact with you.
Yep.
If you want to share your story, we want to hear it.
Yeah, that is, I think, the biggest thing. If you got a story, we want to hear it. And so go get yourself some Lunatic soup, maybe some of this delightful Pear secco.
Wicked Grove.
Pear secco. Delicious.
So good. So good. And remember, guys, in this crazy world,
it's good to be a lunatic.
Bye.
Bye.